Gamers in the UK just got hit with something that could change the future of how we access games worldwide. Steam is now requiring credit card verification just to view mature game pages. Yeah, just to view the page of a mature rated video game. And this isn't just about protecting kids, okay? Don't let anybody fool you saying, oh, this is about the kids. This could be the start of something that is a much bigger fight over privacy, censorship, and control in gaming, which we're seeing a lot of this happening across all entertainment mediums. We're seeing a lot of this online safety act nonsense over there in the UK. And again, I don't like it. Again, like I said, over the past month, we've seen a wave of changes online that all tie into government regulation. In fact, I would say overreach. And there's some kind of like agenda towards platform compliance that is a lot of red flags, in my opinion. If you remember, it all started off with the itch.io, where they were required to remove certain content. We saw stuff with Visa and MasterCard and payment processors. We've even seen PayPal holding people's money. There's a lot of stuff going on, but now we've reached this point where Steam is quietly slipping in new restrictions for UK users that requires them to have age verification before they can even look at a game's listing, a mature rated game's listing. So if you want to look at the new Mortal Kombat game, you can't look at it. If you want to look at Skyrim, you can't look at it. If you don't look at anything that even remotely is rated M, you're not going to be able to look at it without verifying your age. And okay, yeah, on the surface, this might seem reasonable. It's about protecting kids online, all that spiel, right? But dig deeper, guys. And I mean, really, take some shovels, get that metal detector out, and just dig deeper. And you will soon realize it's less about children and more about tracking adults. I know this sounds a little conspiracy theory nut here, but just hear me out, okay? It's about tracking you. It's about surveilling other users. It's about pushing people into handing over their personal data, which we've seen it with Facebook. We've seen it with other companies. They want your personal data. That's what it is at the end of the day. Here's how it works right now, right? So if you're in the UK and you want to view a mature game page on Steam, you need a credit card tied to your account. And sure, the process sounds simple, right? But it doesn't mean that it makes it acceptable. Think about it. You shouldn't have to give away your financial details just to browse a store page for a video game. And I have this tweet up here. If you guys have been looking, this was posted by Wario64. They're getting cooked. They are absolutely getting cooked. And this comes from Video Games Chronicle as well, who wrote an excellent article about it, which we'll take a quick gander at over here in a look-see. But let's look at this right here. Ignorant Returns, shoutouts to them, says, no matter where it is or called, leftism ruins everything. And that is a fact. This is all leftism. All right, you might cope and conceive about that, but yes, this is absolutely leftism trying to control stuff, trying to do this government overreach. You see, yet people still argue for digital. This can't happen to offline games. You better believe the digital version of GTA 6 will require age verification in the UK. Yeah, I mean, at this point, why not? It seems like the UK is cooked just in general with a lot of their policies, especially when it comes to online. You see, the UK sounds like a shitty place to be. London is for sure. I mean, you're not wrong on that one. There's about to be a whole lot of new pirate pretty soon because of this BS. If you just go down and down the list, you can see a lot of people are pretty fed up with this. And this makes me really glad that I'm currently not in the UK and I have no plans of being in the UK. Take a look at this article from Video Games Chronicle. It says that they're rolling out the requirement for all users in the UK to verify their age in order to access store pages for games of mature content. It seemingly went into effect on Friday after social media users spotted reference to the requirement on Steam's FAQ. This article kind of, I guess, downplays it a little bit. To me, it's still a big yikes, but if you look at their wording, it says, thankfully, the process to verify your age is straightforward. UK users need only to add a credit card to their account, and those who already have one registered will face no restrictions. The age verification requirement comes ahead of the enforcement of a new online safety act in the UK, which makes online platforms responsible for their users' safety. Platforms will be required to prevent children from accessing harmful and age inappropriate content and provide parents and children with clear and accessible ways to report. It also talks about how Xbox and Discord have been encouraging users to verify their age in order to access certain content earlier this year. And then it says, starting early next year, age verification will be required for players in the UK to retain full access to social features on Xbox, including voice and text communication and game invites. So, Video Games Chronicle is actually kind of, I guess, sticking with it, hyping it up just a little bit. And I gotta say, while we're still on topic, Video Games Chronicle is absolutely terrible when it comes to the amount of ads that they have on their website. Anyways, let's continue, guys, because this is a good conversation, in my opinion. And like I said, Steam's doing this, Microsoft's doing it, Xbox is doing it, Discord's doing it, and YouTube. Don't forget, YouTube has already started rolling out similar requirements. They're doing this whole AI age verification like system where they could actually mistake you for being a minor on here. Everybody's doing it. And it's because the UK's new Online Safety Act is literally pushing platforms to crack down to the point where they're even trying to force 4chan, which is an American-based company, to comply. The UK is literally overstepping boundaries with their regulations, and I don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. The reality is that these big companies like Microsoft, Xbox, Discord, whatever, they're not fighting back because it's threatening their bottom line if they were to fight back. They'd rather comply and keep the money flowing than risk losing access to millions of users. Because if they said, hey, we're not doing it, they'd be cut off. That's how it works. They would literally be cut off and they'd be threatened to be fined because the UK Safety Act, they're actually fining 4chan or trying to fine 4chan a daily fee. And, you know, like I said, smaller platforms like 4chan, Kiwi Farms, they're actually suing UK regulations and regulators over this law. Rightfully so. They're arguing that it places unfair burdens on American companies. It's a UK law, and American companies are being forced to comply. And I don't know. Do you think Steam and Microsoft would take the same stance? I don't think so. They could. Absolutely, they could if they wanted to. But will they? Probably not. They want profit. They want to look good in the eyes. It's all optics and all this crap when it comes to pleasing people that put law like this out there, guys. But there's a slippery slope with all of this, honestly. And this is why it matters. This is why you see a lot of people talking about this now. Once this kind of verification becomes a standard in one country, it almost always spreads. And usually what the UK does, the US does. And what the US does, the UK does, right? YouTube's already testing the age verification system they came up with worldwide. Xbox has already stated that by next year, like we said in that article, UK players will need to verify their age just to use social features like chat and invites. Basic stuff to play with your friends online. Do you really think that that's going to stop at the UK? I don't think so. Me no think so, right? And the scariest part isn't just the requirement itself. It's a lack of transparency with all of this, all right? Where's our data going? Where's your privacy going? If you upload a credit card or even an ID, is it deleted when you remove it? Or is it stored indefinitely somewhere? Nobody has a clear answer to anything. And this is exactly why so many people feel like this is the beginning of a much bigger censorship push here. It's almost scary to think of how much stuff is going to be stored. Millions of people out there, right? So this is the bigger picture here. This is why this should matter to you guys, all right? This isn't just about age gates. It's about control. Governments and corporations are teaming up under the banner of safety, but the cost of it is our privacy, guys, and our freedom as players. And the more that we normalize these requirements, the harder it will be to push back later. We got to push back now while it's still early. We got to voice our opinion. I don't know why it seems like the UK just lays on its back and takes it like a girl on prom night. If there's one thing to take away from this, guys, is don't ignore what's happening over there. UK people, wake up. Wake up, do something about this. Stop voting for people that make these kind of policies that tend to spread. And if platforms keep rolling over without resistance, gamers worldwide could be looking at a future where simply browsing a game library, like going on the eShop to browse games, has to come with a data trade-off. That is insane. That is absolutely nuts. The fight's not over, though. We got lawsuits in motion, like I mentioned. 4chan is suing the UK, literally. The backlash is growing. There's voices in the gaming community, such as myself, that are trying to make noise about it. If enough people push back, I think that this doesn't have to become the new normal. And you know what? In reality, could we just be ignored? Sure, but you gotta voice your opinion, right? That's our right. So, what do you guys think? Would you hand over your personal info just to look at a video game page on Steam or the eShop, or should platforms be taking a harder stance against these demands? I think they should take a harder stance. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, please hit that subscription button. Don't forget that like, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, take care.